Let's talk about the single most frustrating part of modern dating. Ambiguity, the situationship, the mixed signals, the guy who texts you every day but never makes a plan, the one who acts like your boyfriend in private but a stranger in public. It can leave you feeling confused, anxious, and constantly questioning your own judgment. And the reason it's so confusing is that we've been taught to listen to what men say. But in the early stages of attraction, words are often the least reliable form of evidence. A man might say he's not looking for anything serious out of fear, or he might say all the right things because he's a player. Words can be a smokescreen, but the body, the subconscious mind, they don't know how to lie. When a man is genuinely, authentically into you, his body will betray him with a series of involuntary tells, behaviors he's not even aware of. Today, we're not just going to learn these 7 tells. We're going to become human lie detectors for attraction. We're going to go beyond the surface and learn to read the silent language of genuine interest. So if you're ready to trade confusion for clarity, you're in the right place. Before we get to the evidence, we need to establish the ground rules of our investigation. The single biggest mistake people make is grabbing onto one sign and running with it. He leaned in. He must be in love. He touched my arm. We're getting married. This is a trap. It leads to confirmation bias and ultimately disappointment. That's why our golden rule is the cluster principle. 1 sign is a data point. 2 signs are a coincidence. But when you see a cluster of 3, 4, or more of these tells consistently over time, that is no longer a coincidence. That is a pattern. And that pattern is the closest thing you will get to a signed confession of his interest. We are building a case, not jumping to conclusions. Okay, detective, let's begin the briefing. Tell number 1, the gravity lean and the battle for proximity. The psychology, at its core, attraction is the desire to close the distance, emotionally and physically. The gravity lean is the first physical manifestation of that desire. His conscious brain might be trying to play it cool, but his subconscious brain is screaming, "Get closer." It's a primal, instinctual response to someone we find captivating. How to spot it? The obvious lean. When you're sitting at a table, he'll lean his torso in. The subtle lean. If he's trying to be aloof, watch his head. His body might be leaned back, but his head will be tilted forward, trying to catch every word. The foot phenomenon. Look under the table. His feet will almost always be pointed directly at you. This is one of the most honest parts of the body because no one ever thinks to control where their feet are pointing. What it's not. Don't confuse this with someone who is hard of hearing or in a loud bar. Context is everything, but if you're in a quiet coffee shop and he's practically on top of the table, that's not the acoustics, that's attraction. How to test it? If you're sitting close, gently lean back and create a little more space between you. If he's interested, you will often see him unconsciously close that new gap within a minute or 2. He's trying to restore the proximity. Tell number 2, the triangle gaze and then the unspoken invitation. The psychology, our eyes are our primary tool for gathering information, but they also signal our intentions. A platonic gaze stays in the upper part of the face, eyes and forehead. This is the social zone. A romantic gaze, however, breaks that social contract. By dropping down to the mouth, his brain is momentarily switching from "I'm listening to you" to "I'm thinking about you physically." How to spot it? This is a micro-expression, so it's fast. It usually happens when you're the one talking and he's listening intently, or during a natural pause in the conversation. It's a soft, lingering glance, not a creepy stare. What it's not, don't mistake this for him being distracted or looking at a piece of food on your face. The triangle gaze is fluid and part of the rhythm of the conversation. It will feel intimate, not awkward. How to test it? When you catch him doing it, respond with a small, soft smile. This non-verbally acknowledges the moment and gives him a green light. If he's into you, you'll often see his own smile widen, confirming the shared moment of attraction. Till number 3, protective teasing and the bid for connection. The psychology. For many men, direct vulnerability is terrifying. Playful teasing is a low-risk, high-reward strategy. It's a bid for connection. He's tossing a conversational ball into your court to see if you'll play along. If you laugh and tease him back, You've just established a special rapport, an us versus the world dynamic, even if it's just about a silly opinion. How to spot it. The topic is always low stakes and lighthearted. Your weird coffee order, your favorite cheesy movie, your questionable singing voice. The key is the energy behind it. It's warm, smiling, and clearly meant to be endearing. What it's not, this is crucial. Protective teasing is not the same as a neg or a backhanded compliment. A neg is designed to lower your self-esteem. That's a cute dress. My sister had one like that in middle school. Playful teasing is designed to make you both laugh. One is a red flag, the other is a green one. How to respond. The best way to respond is to play along and tease him right back. This shows him that you're confident, you can handle banter, and you speak his language. This is how sparks fly. Tell number 4. The unspoken guardian and the protector instinct. The psychology. This taps into a deep-seated evolutionary instinct to protect those we deem valuable. It's not a conscious thought of, I must protect this woman. It's a subconscious default program that runs in the background. When his brain categorizes you as important, it automatically starts to scan the environment for potential threats on your behalf. How to spot it. The traffic shield. He'll always maneuver himself to be on the outside of the sidewalk. The obstacle. Clearer. He'll subtly move a chair or object out of your path before you get to it. The social buffer. In a group, if someone interrupts you, he might be the one to say, hold on, let her finish. He's protecting your space. What it's not. This isn't about him being overbearing or thinking you can't take care of yourself. These are small, almost invisible gestures. They feel reassuring, not controlling. The ultimate tell. Watch his reaction when you mention a problem. Does his face show genuine concern? Does he immediately go into problem-solving mode? That's the protector instinct kicking in on an emotional level. Tell number 5, the investigator and the memory bank. The psychology. We only invest mental energy in things we care about. A man making polite small talk is on autopilot. A man who is genuinely interested switches into active listening mode. He's not just hearing your words, he's filing them away. He's building a mental profile of you, trying to understand your passions, your values, and your history. How to spot it. It's all in the follow-up questions. You say you're from Colorado. He asks, oh, what part? Did you grow up skiing? You mention you have a dog. He asks, what kind? How old is he? He's digging deeper than the surface. The undeniable proof. He remembers something you told him in passing weeks ago. Hey, you mentioned you had that big presentation last week. How did it go? This is the ultimate giveaway. His brain has flagged information about you as high priority and stored it in long-term memory. This is something the brain simply doesn't do for people it's indifferent to. Tell number 6, the mirror glitch in the unconscious sync. The psychology. This is a phenomenon called isopraxism, and it's a powerful sign of rapport. It's a nonverbal way of saying, I am with you. I am in sync with you. When we feel a strong connection with someone, our brains try to create harmony by subtly mimicking their behavior. It's a sign that he's completely focused on you and has let his social guard down. How to spot it. It's usually delayed by a few seconds. You'll cross your arms and a moment later, he'll do the same. You'll touch your face and he'll scratch his chin. It's not a perfect imitation. It's a subtle echo of your posture and gestures. What it's not, don't get paranoid. If you both take a sip of your drink at the same time once, it's a coincidence. Look for a pattern of 3 or 4 mirrored actions over the course of a conversation. How to test it, the fun way. Pick up your glass, but don't drink from it. Just hold it, then put it down. There's a good chance that if he's mirroring you, he'll unconsciously reach for his own glass. It's a fun little experiment you can run. Tell number 7, the vocal shift in the intimacy tone. The psychology. Our vocal tone is incredibly revealing. A higher, faster tone often signals nervousness or social energy. A lower, slower tone signals comfort, intimacy, and in men, a subconscious display of masculinity. When he talks to you, his nervous system calms down, and his voice reflects that internal state of relaxation and focus. How to spot it. This requires you to be a keen observer. First, listen to his baseline voice when he's talking to a friend, a bartender, or someone else in a non-romantic context. Then when he turns his attention to you, listen for the change. Does the pitch drop slightly? Does the pace slow down? Does it sound more personal? The just for you comment. A key sign is when he leans in and says something in a lower volume, meant only for you to hear, even if you're in a group. He's creating a private auditory bubble for just the two of you. That's a massive indicator of interest. So, there we have it. The gravity lean, the triangle gaze, protective teasing, the unspoken guardian, the investigator, the mirror glitch, and the vocal shift. Remember, these are tools, not rules, but armed with the cluster principle, you can now walk into any interaction with a new sense of clarity. And here's the most important takeaway. The goal of this is not to desperately search for validation. The goal is to shift you from a place of anxious guessing to a place of empowered observation. You are simply gathering data. You are the detective, calmly observing the evidence and then making a decision based on the facts. It takes the emotional roller coaster out of the equation and puts the power back in your hands. Now, I want to hear from you. We are building a library of collective wisdom here. So 2 things for the comments. Share a story. When have you seen a cluster of these signs in real life? What happened? What is the number 1 sign that I missed? What's the undeniable tell that a guy is into you, in your experience? Let's make this the most insightful comment section on YouTube. If you had an aha moment, please hit that like button. It helps this video find more people who need it. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our next masterclass. And share this with a friend who needs to stop guessing. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the comments.